Two cases, both caught on camera, that have some people asking a lot of questions. One, a woman seen punching and throwing a cat in Brevard County. She was arrested right away.
The other case in Seminole County shows a man grabbing a young girl, shoving her against the hood of a car, and then later in the video appearing to smack her in the head. He has not been arrested, so that's why we are not identifying him. Even though the cases are in different counties, they fall under the same state attorney, and has a lot of people wondering why there hasn't been an arrest.
That's right. WESH News' Megan Moriarty did some digging for us and found out it actually has to do with how Florida's laws are written.
Ring camera video given to WESH 2 by a family member has sparked outrage in Sanford. In it, a man grabs his stepdaughter and pins her against the hood of a car. The state attorney's office is now reviewing whether it rises to the level of child abuse. So far, no one has been charged.
The court system sometimes has to strike a balance. Unless there's court intervention, you have a right to parent your child as you see fit.
Chris Carson is a criminal defense attorney not affiliated with either case. He says prosecutors have more limitations when it comes to charging someone with child abuse, especially a parent. About 60 miles towards the coast in Merritt Island, 49-year-old Sarah Jenkins was arrested and charged with animal cruelty after this startling video was released by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, also sparking online outrage.
As a practical matter, when you start getting into the neglect cases, the abuse cases involving humans, the penalty structure, the severity of what it is significantly higher. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're talking about animal cruelty cases, typically you're talking misdemeanors, sometimes low-level felonies.
Also in Brevard County, a Palm Bay mother was arrested and charged with child abuse for a second time after her 16-month-old nearly drowned in their pool. We went to Laura Forsythe's house to get her family's side of the story, but no one answered. In September, she was arrested when DCF found the children locked in their rooms with no access to food or water, according to an affidavit. She was released on bond and reunited with her kids until this latest incident.
There is a general understanding that with the vast majority of parents, they do have their children's best interest at heart. And obviously there are exceptions to that. And sometimes those exceptions are due to someone's inability themselves to function and to do things. Sometimes it deals with, substance abuse, mental health issues, all those different factors. It's part of why things can be so complex when we're talking about court intervention.
And while no one is defending these actions, Florida has a high bar for what constitutes a parent to be charged with child abuse. And in Florida, corporal punishment is legal. Florida courts have repeatedly sided with parents. In 3 separate rulings over several years, judges found that even cases involving significant bruising, welts, and a split lip did not rise to the level of felony child abuse.
And there are processes in which a parent's rights can be limited or even altogether terminated, but it has to rise to a pretty significant level for something like that to happen.
For WESH 2 Investigates, I'm Megan Moriarty.
In the Sanford incident, the state attorney's office says it is still reviewing the matter.